Top 10 Greatest Point Guards in NBA History. The point guard position has always been arguably the most important position in the NBA, since he is the player who touches the ball first on every possession. This means that the point guard is the extension of the coach on the floor, and is responsible for making the correct plays on a nightly basis. As the role of PG has expanded, so too has the influence of multi-talented players who man the position. 4 of the last 5 MVPs have been their team's primary ball handlers, and this year alone, 5 of the league's top 7 scorers are point guards. Some of the players on this list might surprise you, but keep in mind that this is completely our choice, and it's okay if you disagree with it. Without further delay, let's get into it.
Beautiful move by Curry. Does he have the best handle in the league right now?
10. Chris Paul. One thing that any point guard has is his abilities to make the players around him better, and that is the case with Chris Paul. Paul is still putting together a terrific NBA resume, including helping the Phoenix Suns to the 2021-2022 NBA Finals. Over his career, Paul has averaged 18.3 points to go with 9.4 assists, 2.1 steals, and 4.5 rebounds per contest. His success on the floor landed Paul 11 trips to the NBA All-Star Game, the 2006 NBA Rookie of the Year award, 7 all-defensive first-team selections, while leading the NBA in assists in 4 different seasons and steals in 6 different seasons. Regardless of what side of the fence you live on, it's impossible not to respect Paul and his impressive resume. The Wake Forest alum is a 10-time All-Star and 9-time All-Defensive Team honoree whose ticket to Springfield has already been punched.
And then he simulates it afterwards and says, "You want to see it again? We do." How about to step into this?
9. Jason Kidd. Kidd was one of the best passers the NBA has ever seen. Jason Kidd finished second on all-time assists leaders with 12,091 assists. Only John Stockton is ahead of him. Kidd averaged a double-double in 4 different seasons and led the NBA in assists on 5 different occasions. Over his career, Kidd averaged 12.6 points to go with 6.3 rebounds, 8.7 assists, and nearly 2 steals, 1.9, per game. The rugged 6'4" point guard made the playoffs 17 times in his 19-year career, and made 3 trips to the NBA Finals before eventually winning it all in 2011 with the plucky Dallas Mavericks. J-Kidd was even more successful in international competition, where he recorded a perfect 56-0 record with Team USA. 8. Steve Nash. While it may seem shocking to place Steve Nash in the top 10 ahead of the likes of Chris Paul and Jason Kidd, Nash was a 2-time MVP who had 0 weaknesses on the defensive end. He is a better shooter than both Kidd and Paul and had a wider range of passing. Nash can be the entire offense on his own and could nail shots at a consistent 50-40-90 clip. Nashty was at his best in 2005-06 when he averaged a career high of 18.8 points per game and led the league in dime and free throw percentage. His outstanding season resulted in 54 wins for the Suns and a second consecutive NBA MVP award for Nash. Nash is without a doubt a top 10 point guard. 7. Walt Frazier. Walt Frazier is one of the most underrated players in league history. He was one of the best players in an era when big men were dominating. Frazier was a New York legend and a phenomenon at the point guard position. He brought flash, style, scoring, and dominance to the court for a position that was heavily regarded back then. Frazier is a bona fide Hall of Fame player and one of the most iconic players to grace the court. He became one of the first point guards who scored a lot of points. In the slower era, Frazier averaged almost 20 points per game, which was rare for a guy who was 6'4". Walt Frazier won 2 rings with the New York Knicks franchise. Those 2 titles are the only titles in Knicks history. 6. John Stockton. Stockton might be the best assist man in NBA history. He leads all players in assists and steals all time, and is the ultimate maestro in the pick and roll. Stockton was also a phenomenal shooter and defender, basically having no real weakness on the court. In his career, Stockton averaged double-digit assists in 10 different seasons, while averaging 10.5 assists per game over the course of his NBA career. While he was not known for his scoring, Stockton managed to find ways to score, averaging 13.1 points per game, while averaging at least 17 points in 3 straight seasons. Stockton never won a ring in his career, but he made the finals 2 times. Both times they lost to the great Chicago Bulls team. If he only managed to win an NBA title or 2, then he might be the second greatest. 5. Russell Westbrook. Has there ever been a superstar who has received more criticism than Westbrook? The Houston Rockets guard is frequently maligned by fans for his lack of range and his inability to recognize the limitations of his own game. Some of those critiques have merit, of course, but they also ignore Westbrook's remarkable body of work. In addition to being a 9-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, and 2-time assists leader, the UCLA alum also averaged a triple-double for 3 straight seasons from 2017 to 2019. Try doing that in 2 straight games in your local rec league, and you'll discover just how daunting a task it really is. It's unlikely we'll ever see another point guard with Westbrook's off-the-charts athleticism and competitive fire. 4. Oscar Robertson. Another player from a bygone era, the Big O was a standard-bearer for his position for roughly 2 decades before Magic came along. One point guard that helped evolve the position and helped make way for the likes of guys like Jason Kidd and Russell Westbrook is the Big O, Oscar Robertson. A 12-time All-Star and 6-time assist leader, the Big O averaged 25.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 9.5 assists over his 14-year career, and won an NBA championship in 1971 during his first season with Milwaukee. 3. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is known to many younger fans as the guy who bullied Michael Jordan on The Last Dance. And that's a shame, because it undersells his incredible career and contributions to the game. The feisty Chicago native was a phenomenal ball handler with jitterbug speed who could dribble circles around half the opposing players in the league. Zeke's ability to beat his man off the dribble made him deadly in the half-court, and helped pave the way for back-to-back championship seasons in 1989 and 1990. 2. Stephen Curry. Steph Curry is the best offensive point guard in NBA history. He changed the league with his three-point style, and he is one of the most influential players in history. His ability to make a play happen from nothing has helped the Warriors win 3 NBA championships, while Curry has been named NBA MVP twice. Curry also has led the NBA in scoring on 2 different occasions, and has been named to the NBA All-Star team on 7 different occasions. Curry has established himself as the best shooter in NBA history, and while such accomplishments cannot be ignored, the fact that he can possibly capture another NBA title only adds to that. 1. Earvin Magic Johnson. Magic is the best point guard ever, and it isn't very close. He was an oversized guard with perfect guard skills, including dribbling and passing. He was unstoppable on the break, and was one of the very best players in the league. After being selected number 1 overall by the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1979 NBA draft, Johnson went on to win 5 NBA championships, 3 NBA Finals MVP awards, made 12 All-Star teams, led the NBA in assists in 4 different seasons and in steals in 2 additional seasons. Johnson could play the point, but could transition to play any spot on the NBA floor when the Lakers needed him. Johnson will be remembered for his flashy passes and his first title. In his first finals, he played all positions as Kareem was injured. Rookie Magic won the Finals MVP that year. And that's it for today's video, guys. And I know it will upset some people not to see their favorite player on this list, but hey, we're talking about the top 10 in history, and the stats speak for themselves. But do let me know in the comments below on how you would rank these players.